Hi, I'm Captain Mike. We're here at the 2012 Palm Beach International Boat Show unveiling our new SeaVee 390. I wanted to share our experience with you on building this boat from beginning to end. For Florida sport fishing, a boat is an absolutely essential part of our business. We rely on a boat day in and day out to get the job done. Between Florida Sport Fishing Magazine and of course our television series, we need a platform that we can rely on in any conditions at any time. We're a deadline-oriented business and we just don't have the luxury of downtime. We've got to get the job done. So in our particular case, when it came time to look for a new boat and decide on what we were going to build, dependability was just an absolutely key factor. And that all starts with the manufacturing process. I did a ton of research, I talked to current owners of SeaVees, and more importantly, I visited the factory. And I watched carefully and studied how they built the boat. And I was just absolutely amazed with the quality of craftsmanship. I was absolutely amazed with the quality of materials and the fact that they use particular materials in particular areas to absorb different stress loads. Every single little inch of the boat is carefully thought about, carefully detailed, and it's not, nothing was just thrown together, and that really, really impressed me. I documented the entire build. I popped into the factory no less than once a week for 4 or 5 months straight. I had an opportunity to watch these guys build my boat from the bottom up. I had an opportunity to see what they were doing in areas that the end consumer, ultimately the owner of the boat, would never see. Below the deck, behind hatches, and I was just amazed at the attention to detail, the quality of the materials, the craftsmanship was really, really impressive. And that's where it all starts, and it really made me feel good because, again, we're deadline oriented. We've got to go when we have to go. We do a lot of spur of the moment trips. Hey, the bite's on, the conditions are right, let's go. I've got to be able to rely on that platform, get the crew, throw them on the boat, get all of the tackle together, turn the keys, fire it up, and boom, go. And know that I can rely on that boat to get the job done in any conditions. And SeaVee was the right choice for us. Another really important factor for us was being able to customize the boat for the way that we fish. SeaVee's been building boats for a lot of years. They've built hundreds and hundreds of sport fishermen. These guys know how to build a boat. More importantly, they spend time on the water. The owners of the companies are competitive tournament fishermen. They're out there. They're fishing side by side with the best anglers in the business. They know what it takes to win. So right out of the gate, the boats are built right. Everything is where it needs to be, but still everybody fishes a little bit different. Some guys prefer to fish multiple kites and live bait fish. Other guys are more into trolling. So to have an opportunity to sit down before the first piece of fiberglass was ever laid, and to literally have a concept and design exactly what was right for me and exactly what was right for the way that we fish, and to have the company turn that concept into reality was really an exciting experience to see it all come to life. Way up in the bow here, the first thing we were presented with was just a really big anchor locker. We use sea anchors, drift socks, and this storage compartment up here gives us plenty of room to keep all of that gear. We can have some poly balls in there to help get the anchor up, and of course there's just a huge anchor locker. But, again, it's in the details. As you can see with that anchor locker, there are little ridges to literally hold that anchor in place and to fasten it so when you're running, it's not shaking all over the place. It's all of these little things that really make a difference, and they certainly made a difference to us. Working our way down, I had a lot of different options with rod holders. And I really thought about, what do we do? How do we fish? You know, we like to fish 2, sometimes 3 kites, so we need those rod holders. Those days are the tridents, those days are gone. You know, this really makes it simple to be able to strategically locate each and every rod holder exactly where you want it. Some guys are into trolling, you know, if you're fishing over in the islands or whatever the case may be. Other guys are into, you know, more of live bait fishing and drifting. So to be able to strategically set up the boat exactly for the way that you fish was crucial. It was certainly important to us, and I know it's important to you. So we were able to place rod holders everywhere that we believed we needed them. And that really makes tournament fishing and competitive fishing efficient. And that's the key. That's the key to being competitive with all of these great teams out there. And as you can see, there's also plenty of room up on the cap here. Plenty of room to get up and maneuver. If you had to jump up here for whatever reason, you could practically lay on here and sunbathe. It's all covered in non-skid, so it's very safe. Also important for us, okay? Really wide, stable. Combing bolsters all the way around the boat, 360 degrees, so no matter where you are fighting that fish, you can do it comfortably and safely, and that was important. Seating was another big issue. A lot of center consoles out there lack the ability to provide the kind of creature comforts that most people are looking for, especially families. With SeaVee, and especially with this 390, we had a lot of different options with seating. And what's even more important is we've got the seating when we need it, but when we don't need it, it's stowed away nice and neatly, it's not in the way. And when we want some extra seating, all we've got to do is just pull down the bench and boom, we've got comfortable seating on both sides. And as you can see by the hardware, this isn't, you know, this is no joke right here. It really isn't. It's all good, high grade quality material. I mean, you know, this boat's gonna run at 40, 50, even 60 miles an hour, depending on how it's powered. You need to know that whoever's sitting in these seats is secured, and that, of course, you know, it's not gonna get damaged in any way. And I think you can see by the quality of the hardware, this is built to last. When you're done, the seat just simply stows, boom. And now you've got, again, complete unrestricted fishability. We've got a huge forward bench here, again, just provides more seating. And when you want to talk about storage, when you want to talk about cooler capacity, I don't know if there's another boat that offers as much in-deck cooler capacity and storage as this 390. We've got huge fish boxes. We've got a giant fish box up here in the bow. I could probably fit 18 yellowfin tuna in this box and still have room to spare. It's insulated, your ice isn't gonna melt, and that's really, really important, especially for long distance trips over to the islands. And keep in mind, it's not only this boat. This is how SeaVee builds boats. All of their boats, from their 29 to the 32, all the way on up to the 43, the same attention to detail, the same components, the same ingenious designs, you know, across the board in all of their models. It's not just this boat. So regardless of which is the right model for you, you can expect to find all of these same features as well. There's also lockable rod lockers, okay, rod storage, so you could easily keep a dozen, even more rods on board locked up. Bait well capacity, I can't say enough about that, okay? Guys, you know, if you're out there live bait fishing, if you're tournament fishing, you know how important live bait is. Having just one small well on the boat just doesn't cut it anymore. With SeaVee, you've got an option. You can pick 1 bait well, 2 bait wells, 3 bait wells. You can have these giant wells, hundreds of gallons of bait well capacity. More importantly, each of the bait wells is plumbed with a sea chest with 2 pumps. There's redundancy across the board. If one of your pumps ever, you know, decides to fail for whatever reason, you've got a secondary pump. You can adjust the flow of water in each of those bait wells, which is really important for the different types of bait that you have in the well. Guys that are out there competitive fishing against the best crews know that these small differences are what helps them win, okay? And when there's so much at stake with tournament fishing, like I said, it's these little differences that make all of the difference. all of the compartments, regardless if it's the bait wells or the storage compartments or the coolers, they're all sealed. So you don't have to worry about unwanted water intrusion from rain or from when you're, rinsing down the boat or washing the boat. Everything is gasketed and sealed. So that's, again, really important. The console on this 390 is really just an absolute modern marvel. So much time and energy went into designing this entire command center here from front to back. And this is really where everything takes place. First of all, we've got this big bench seat where by the push of a button, just slides open. The door doesn't flip up and get in the way of the, the windscreen or in your vision when you're running. It just slides open. There's plenty of room down below. There's a head down below, a sink, a shower down there. There's plenty of room for storage, for tackle, and all of your accessories. When not in use, again, you just push a button, the entire door closes. There was a unique system that was designed specifically for this door, a proprietary system, unlike anything that you've seen. There are rod holders. There are 9 additional rod holders along both sides of this console. And that really, really makes a huge difference. You don't think about it, but I'll tell you, how many times does that big cobia come swimming up unexpectedly, or a big slammer dolphin? And if you don't have that rod rigged and ready where you can just grab it and toss a jig or toss a bait, you may miss that opportunity. And that's just another one of the many small details that make these boats so fishable, and why anglers that are fishing SeaVees are catching more fish. It's because, again, all of these little details, individually, you may not think it's a big deal, but combine them all and cumulatively, it really adds up and makes a big, big difference. As you can see, all of the pipe work is fastened and bolted right to the console. There's no obstructions. There's plenty of room to walk up and down the side of the deck here. And again, this same theory applies to all of the SeaVees, regardless of size, okay? And that's really important. The helm station on this super console on this 390 is really just the heart and pulse of the entire boat. This is where everything comes together. And with SeaVee, I had an opportunity to really customize this entire helm station. I was able to select my electronics package. I was able to place every component exactly where it worked for me, exactly where, it was convenient and within arm reach for me. And again, unique to SeaVee is that all of the wiring and the entire console is wired before it's ever even placed on the boat. And that really allowed the technician an opportunity to do just an incredible job when it came to the wiring. I mean, it was just, if you see the wiring system on this boat, you will absolutely be amazed. And by being able to do it before the console is even placed on the boat, it allows just unrestricted maneuverability down below, and really the ability to fine tune each and every component and to make sure that everything is wired right out of the gate. I also learned that every component on the entire boat is wired with a color-coded wire. So if there ever is an issue with anything, all that a service technician has to do is just track that coded wire, and boom, you can easily get that repair done in the event that there ever, even is a problem. The helm station there, everything, like I said, is ingeniously placed where it should be. There is a tilt steering wheel. The autopilot is within arm's reach. The rocker panel with all of the switches are labeled really clearly. Everything is where it should be to make running the boat as safe and as convenient as possible. And regardless of what model you choose, or if it's a center console or maybe the 43 Express, SeaVee does the same thing with all of the boats and with all of their owners. They spend a lot of time talking with each operator and designing that helm station and semi-customizing it for that particular owner's use. The rocket launcher tackle center on this 390 is just really incredible. It really helps us fish the way that we do. You can clearly see that these guys fish. They know what you need. We've got, again, another set of rod holders right on top. You can put your rods right here while you're rigging. Additional cup holders. We've got an extensive tackle center with all of your tackle drawers. Okay, we've got a little rigging tray. And what's really cool, you can pull out your tackle drawer, throw it right up here on your rigging tray. You've got your rods right here. Okay, your crew can rig while you're running or rig on the fly. Everything you need is right here. And again, this isn't going anywhere. It's ingeniously designed. It was thought about. Every little thing was thought about. We've got additional drawers here for our leader spools. The leader just comes right out of the little holes. How much easier could it really be? They really make these boats to help you catch more fish. I mean, that is seriously the bottom line. We've got a tool drawer for pliers, crimpers, maybe a fillet knife, whatever you need there. Grab handle around the entire thing so your crew can hold on when you're running. Big latches, okay, really awesome. And then of course we've got a giant beverage cooler. All we've got to do is push that button and boom, slides right out. And we've got a giant frigid rigid beverage cooler right there. Okay, I mean, you just can't ask for any more than that. You certainly can fit all of the ice, all of the food and beverages that you need in there for a long distance trip. And you can leave this out, sit on it, and when you're done with it, boom, just slides in and out of the way. It's that simple. Back here in the stern, we've got more compartments, we've got more fold down seating, giant storage again right here below deck. We've got another massive live well with 2 pumps, okay? And it's sealed, it's pressurized, so you don't have to worry about water sloshing all over the place, all right? And your bait's dying, and that's so important for competitive fishing. And as you can see, I mean, come on, it just couldn't be built any better than that, and that was really important. Access to down below. You've got your sea chest where you can control all of your individual pumps. Everything is easily accessible. You know, maintenance is an absolute breeze. You just can't have it any easier than that. You've got one through-hole fitting that feeds that entire sea chest, a really innovative feature on all SeaVees. Another big cooler back here. I mean, where are you going? How many fish are you gonna catch? Okay, this boat is ready for anything that you may come across. In addition to fishability, and equally if not more important, was service and support. We wanted to make sure that the manufacturer stood behind the product. And with SeaVee, that support is unrivaled. They build a boat, they service the boat, they take care of the boat. From beginning to end, they've got their own service facility with their own technicians who built the boat. These guys know SeaVees inside and out. They don't fix anybody else's boats. They don't do any warranty work on any other manufacturer's boats. They're specific to SeaVee. And that was really, really important for us, not only in the boat, but also in the powertrain. We've got Mercury Verados, 300s. These guys take care of these engines. They install them, they do the maintenance work on them, they take care of them. And that runs all the way through to the point to where if a current SeaVee owner is considering selling their boat because they want to build a new one and maybe move up, or maybe as a different owner, you want to purchase a pre-owned SeaVee, SeaVee has a pre-certified program where they take a pre-owned SeaVee, they inspect it from bow to stern, they bring it up to speed, they certify it, making sure that that next buyer gets a boat that's just as good as it was when it initially left the factory on day one. I don't know any other builder that offers that level of support. Performance is a crucial factor for every offshore platform. In our particular case, we decided to power our 390 with 300 Verados. This boat's rated for up to 1,200 horsepower. You can select outboards, you can select a pair of inboards with IPS drives for just incredible maneuverability. In our particular case, these 4-stroke Verados were the way to go. They're fast, this boat performs awesome with triples, it tops off at over 50 miles an hour. These engines are easy to take care of, they're easy to service, and they're reliable, and that's so important for us. This 390 has a 570-gallon fuel capacity. You know, that gives us over a 600-mile range. We can go anywhere on a full tank of fuel and not have to worry about, you know, fueling up in distant ports or the challenges that come along with that. This boat's got stainless steel props. It's really, really fast, really powerful. We couldn't have asked for a better combination between SeaVee and Mercury. It's just a solid, solid fit. Like with all SeaVees, a second station is an option, and it's something that we found to be really beneficial. But unlike a lot of boats that just really have the bare bones minimum up on the top here, up on the second station, this is a fully outfitted command center. It's really just a second helm station. We've got another set of digital controls. We've got trim tab controls, ignition, electronic ignition. We've got another head unit for our entertainment system, gauges for each of the engines here, a compass. Of course, we've got another NavNet 8-inch multifunction display, another NavNet 3D display. So we've got, you know, full capabilities to our radar, chart plotter, sonar. There's also additionally a big glove box for binoculars and additional accessories. So all in all, I mean, it's just an awesome second station, big comfortable seat, bimini top for protection from the sun. You can spend all day up here and just absolutely have an awesome time. And just the view is incredible, being able to spot fish from a long distance off and being able to control your entire team and to work with your entire team and to coordinate that team when competitive fishing is just really a crucial element to emerging successful. I'll tell you, all in all, our experience with SeaVee has just been second to none. I really have just been blown away by every step of the entire process from beginning to end. And I think, you know, in closing, it all boils down to confidence. Regardless if you're a hardcore tournament competitor or just a weekend warrior out there with the family looking for a good time, you can't put a value on confidence.